or LeBron James. He was a young player that was just hoping to get to the league. You feel what I'm saying? Now, when they get there, they trying to hold on to that shit as long as possible. Because after my dream is done, I also feed my family off this shit. LeBron James in his 23rd year. He ain't not once said this the new king. That trying to go out there and work the f out. Now, I'm not saying that you can't uplift some young niggas, help some young niggas get in position, but the reality of it is, ain't no trying to put no other in a position to take his job.
Let me tell y'all something. What Joey Bad ASS said on $1 Million Worth of Game might be one of the most honest and necessary conversations we had in hip hop in a long time. And yeah, I know some people are already calling it a disagreement with Gilly, but to me, it was way deeper than that. It was a generational wake-up call. Joey wasn't being disrespectful, and he wasn't being emotional. He was being real. He straight up said what a lot of younger artists have been feeling for years. There's way too much gatekeeping in the culture, and way too many egos blocking progress. And I agree with him. You got OGs holding on to positions like the new generation gotta earn the right to even get in the building, when really we should be building with each other, not against each other. Now don't get it twisted. Gilly made some solid points too. He was speaking from survival, from the mindset of, I gotta feed my family. I can't hand nobody my seat. And I get that. But at some point, we gotta shift from survival mode to legacy mode. The culture don't grow if every man is just fighting to protect his own spot. That's not leadership. That's insecurity disguised as hustle. Joey said something powerful. Just because you shine a light on somebody else doesn't mean you dim your own light. And that's facts. That's not weakness. That's strength. That's real confidence. Because if you really that dude, nobody can take your spot. Especially somebody you helped put on. Hip hop is too powerful, too global, and too profitable for us to still be stuck in this crabs in a barrel mentality. It's time we stop treating success like it's a scarce resource. Because the truth is, there's enough space and money for everybody who's doing real work. So yeah, Joey wasn't just talking to Gilly, he was talking to the entire game. And some of y'all need to hear that. Now I'm gonna play this clip for y'all, but before I do, I need you to like, leave your comments, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
I feel like I'm connected to both sides. So I'm gonna just do my part, man. You know what I mean? And try to continue to keep the culture alive, continue to keep the spirit alive and everything, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm gonna do that by, of course, putting out music, but also like helping brothers where I can. Cause I feel like we need more of that. Like, you know, we was having a conversation off the record before we came on cameras, just about, you know, the old generation to the new generation and how it wasn't enough passing of the guard. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's something that I wish to tap into as time goes on. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanna definitely have a reputation for looking out for, you know, dope artists who coming up, but who's also competitive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's not enough of that, especially in the genre of, or in the space in the hip hop world that I exist in. I feel like it's not enough of us lyrical helping each other out, because we, you know what I'm saying, we trying to outshine each other and be the best or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think we could all coexist, and I think it could be dope to give each other the helping hand. Even if you're trying to take my head off, you should do that. That's what you should want to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's always been my mindset on it. Like, you know, I come from that competitive nature of it, and yeah, it's a sport, man, and I love the game. I love this shit.
Let me speak on the passing of the guard, right? Because a lot of youngins, and I'm not speaking on you, but a lot of youngins in the game be looking at like, man, they've been doing it for so long, they don't want to put a young on, they don't want to pass it off, they don't want to, but you gotta understand that one time, say somebody like Funk Flex, somebody like DJ Cosmic Kev, who been at the radio stations forever, DJ Clue, DJ Greg Street.
Shout out to the
You feel what I'm saying? Too. At one time, they was young DJs, right? Just hoping to get on. You feel what I'm saying? Or LeBron James. he was a young player that was just hoping to get to the league. You feel what I'm saying? Now, when they get there, they trying to hold on to that shit as long as possible. Because after my dream is done, I also feed my family off this shit. LeBron James in his 23rd year. He ain't not once said this the new king. That trying to go out there and work the out. Now, I'm not saying that you can't uplift some young help some young get in position, but the reality of it is, ain't no trying to put no other in a position to take his job.
I just feel like if you really believe that you that, then that shouldn't stop you.
But if I'm a OG, right, and we all work different, and I see that young is that. I know that he's more in tune with the culture right now. Everything around the board. He young, he got me beat everywhere around the board. That young gotta come take my job. I can't put that young in position to get me out the way, and now I'm running around, can't feed my family. I
think it's too much money out here for all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's only a certain amount of positions that's right there.
Now you're right.
What I'm saying.
You're right.
You feel what I'm saying?
You're right though, but at the same time, it's like, when are we going to shift from the individual mindset to the collective one? You know what I'm saying? Because what you just said is, that go deeper than rap. That's just how we are as a culture, as people. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's all me and mine, and it's like, you know, it's not enough of the collective idea of us. Like, where do we want to see this shit go in 20 years? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even still, it's like, just because you share your light or you shine your light on somebody else who's coming up and who might be more hungry, that don't mean that you necessarily you compromise your position. You know what I mean? I think that's just been the historical approach, and people just continue following that. But you don't got enough people modeling the other thing, so it's like people just scared to take that path. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not saying everybody do it, because we show love to everybody. We don't give a fuck what you doing out here if you in our space. But what I'm saying is, because in our space, it really is enough money for everybody. Right. You feel what I'm saying? But in a space where, as though, okay, you might be the head of Universal. You might be running Universal. You feel me? Yeah. But you know this kid right here.
From Warner.
You know he the shit. You know he more in tune. You know he breaking more records than you. You know he doing better business than you. You not bringing that over to Universal to take your job. You gonna be like, nah, if they fire me and they hire him.
Well, that's different. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
That's corporate. You know
that's what I'm saying. There's only certain amount of top DJs in New York. Right. There's only a certain amount of top DJs in Philly. There's only a certain amount of basketball players on the team. There's only 12 on the team.
But all right, so my counter to that would be, but does that help the collective or does that damage the collective? People holding on to their positions and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I mean, I can't really knock nobody for working hard, placing themselves in a position to feed their family.
No, I agree. I agree. I would never knock nobody for that.
Bring them up in themselves to replace them that they know. I know this. I can't knock no for not doing that. Now I knock you for hating on them. If the company see that he's great and they trying to bring him in, and now you can't hate on the nigga. Like, they got me. He better than me. I might got to go get a new position.
I'm built different, man. Like, you know, I think that's all ego. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's all insecurity too. You know what I'm saying? People
and you know what
like
I think though?
Their positions is compromised because they see talent in somebody else.
No, I'm not saying that that's always the case, because that same person could see talent in a bunch of motherfuckers that hire him, but that talent ain't threatening to my job.
Right.
You feel, I know this motherfucker over here is doing what I'm doing, and he's better than me.
So exactly what you're saying is what I feel like we don't have enough of, right? Or what we have too much of. Mm-hmm. And even, we got to get into the convo, I guess, but like New York rap, right? New York hip hop. I feel like that didn't happen enough with our OGs reaching out to the younger ones on the come up, being like, yo, son is nice, let me embrace him without having to sign him or some shit like that. Let me
if
just
I don't sign you, I
him.
ain't with you.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of that. You know what I mean? And it's like, we learned that from these record label execs. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I saw a Jim Jones interview one time, and he was like apologetic about what he felt like he did to Max B. But his reason was, he like, yo, that's how I learned the game. It's all I knew at the time was that I couldn't put it on unless I signed them and like for fake put them in a up contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the part of the
I gotta
game,
eat off you in order for you to win.
Right,
Even
you know
though
what
I know
I'm saying?
you're great.
So it's a matter of us not even really having the right mentorship or like guidance going in this shit. I just feel like, yo, this shit has come so far that we don't got to keep playing that game. It's like, all right, cool. Maybe that happened over the last 10, 15, 20. But now it's like, yo, there's so much money out here for all of us. Like, why the f are we still playing that game?
Right.
Here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, I truly believe there's enough room for everybody to eat. In music, in media, in business, whatever the lane is, there's space if you bring real value. And that's why I gotta say it plain. I disagree with Gilly on this one all the way. Because here's what's crazy. This is the same Gilly who sat down with Shannon Sharp not too long ago and talked about how he got blackballed. He said it himself. He felt like Jay-Z allegedly played a role in keeping him out of certain rooms, stopping his momentum and holding him back. So for him to turn around and say he wouldn't help a young artist who might outshine him, that don't sit right with me at all. That's the same gatekeeping that had him on the outside looking in. It's disappointing, honestly, because if anybody should understand the damage that mindset causes, it's Gilly. He lived it. He knows what it feels like to be talented, hungry, but still blocked. Not because you weren't good enough, but because somebody else was insecure about your shine. And now he's in the same position of power, of influence, and leadership. And that mindset, that survival mode mentality, it's got to evolve. Helping the next man doesn't take food off your plate. If anything, it shows strength. Real bosses don't compete. They create more opportunities. We got to move past the idea that success is a zero-sum game. It's not. We're stronger together. And if we keep acting like the only way to win is to block the next man, we'll still stay stuck in the same cycle. So yeah, I stand with Joey on this one. Uplifting the next generation ain't weakness. It's the blueprint. And if we really love this culture, that's the energy we need to move with.